Target's stock is down 12%. They lost $9 billion in a week due to trying to pander to this ESG score, LGBTQ. They lost $9 billion in a week. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light is down 25% in sales if you look at their numbers. And there's a couple things. If you go to Twitter, I posted this yesterday and shared a clip of Larry Fink from BlackRock. Because a lot of people, even yesterday when I was with Andrew Schultz on their podcast, Flagrant, shout out to those guys. What a freaking great crew of people from the beginning to the end, the music. Great vibe. No, not this one. Go to the next tweet.
It's the one where he talks about
No, stay on there. Go back there, but just go to my account and go back to the tweet right before it, right there. Yeah, click on that.
This is where he talks about force.
And zoom in a little bit. Yes.
That one?
Zoom in a little bit. Okay. Target loses $9 billion in a week after introducing LGBTQ-friendly kids' clothing. Stock is down 25%. Bud Light down 25%. Lessons to all Fortune 500 CEOs and CMOs. Number one, screw your ESG score. Instead, focus on keeping your best customers happy. These guys don't realize who their best customers are. Number two, you can't please both the ESG community and your best customers at the same time. Attempting to do so will cost you both. You saw what happened right now with ESG and CEI score coming back and saying we're disappointed in the way Anheuser-Busch handled themselves. They went from having a perfect score of 100, boom, they no longer do. 3, it's time for the board to fire the CEO and the entire marketing team. Not doing so will continue this downfall. Here's what the Target CEO Brian Cornell said after the backlash. Defending the LGBTQ-friendly merchandise was the right thing for society. Double dump. Number 4, bad ideas have consequences. And number 5, capitalism works, pandering doesn't. Either go into politics and sell your woke policies to voters or be a true capitalist. In capitalism, your best customers are your voters, not the 0.1% of voters who complain and scream the loudest. So this goes to the next tweet with the video of Larry Fink from BlackRock. Very casually, the way he says it, he just says it in such a way, it's as if it's like, yeah, it's not a big deal, Zoom that out a little bit before you play the video on what I'm saying. Force equals ESG equals BlackRock. Can you zoom in the tweet? Yeah, that right there. Force equals ESG equals BlackRock. Force is a bad strategy for those who prefer freedom. Force works for the majority. Give most execs some money, give them some recognition, it works. But force doesn't work on independent thinkers and doers. Listen to the word he uses here. Go ahead.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this
Fink.
is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. Well, behaviors.
Forcing behavior.
And by the way, he's saying this. You know how much assets they have under management as of December 31st of 2022? $10 trillion.
10 trillion?
$10 trillion.
Okay.
BlackRock.
Okay. 10, he was a CEO.
Okay.
$10 trillion. 70 offices in 30 countries and clients in 100 countries. Some of these countries that don't like America, but these guys are more representing the globalist brand because they have such wide reach of what they can do. And one of the ways they can make their clients happy is through ESG to control the behavior of what different companies do. So force is the key word. So guess what? If I'm running a campaign, you know what I'd be selling? Here's what I'd be selling if I'm DeSantis. He can give this message. I would say, listen, in America, your vote is really 2 votes. You're either part of the force community, you're part of the freedom community. The force community is forcing you to do X, Y, Z. The freedom community is free. The force community is doing this. It's force versus freedom. America wants to be free. Don't force certain agenda to my kids in school where we don't want our kids to learn this stuff. That is force. We don't want you to do that. Americans, by choice, by DNA, are freedom fighters. The establishment, their favorite word is force. And very rarely do you hear them use it that publicly. In this instance, he used it very comfortably.
Yeah, and Pat, in regards, not to shift, but since we're on the Target situation, first of all, shout out to all the Americans that are going against all this shit, all this push. Dude, think about it. They lost over $9 billion in 7 days of their company. That's freaking amazing. Shout out to all the Americans that are sticking up for that shit. The Budweiser thing, I could care less. North Face did something with some outside drag queen. They're getting backlash. Pat, I just sent this clip to Rob on Instagram. David Harris Jr. pointed it out on Instagram. A guy's inside of Target, Pat, holding he's like, hey, to one of the employees, he's like, hey, what's going on with demon stuff? And you know what the employee says? She's like, I don't believe in God. I believe in Satan. And I don't think it's. Can you show that, Pat? This is an actual Target employee. These are people that work at Target. Look at this.
Yeah, both.
You support it?
Satan and Pride.
You support Satan?
Mm-hmm.
What's God gonna think of that?
I don't believe in God.
Wow. So you
Did
think
you need help with something?
you support the propaganda that's targeting the kids?
There's nothing targeting kids.
It's all over kids' TV shows. It's all over. They're targeting
Kids
the kids.
can choose to wear whatever they want.
Do you support the sexualization of kids through pride propaganda by corporate?
Is there something that we can help you with?
I'm just asking people questions. What about you, sir? Do you support
I'm not
this?
answering any questions, but if you're here to cause any disturbance in the store,
I'm just asking questions. Do you work for
you're
Target?
disrupting.
Do you work
yes,
for Target?
I do actually.
Where's your name tag?
I am the undercover loss
Not
prevention.
undercover anymore.
okay.
So
I'm just asking questions.
what?
So do you support this satanic propaganda?
I'm not
like she
answering
does?
your questions. What you need to do is you either need to leave the store.
God will judge you guys.
Okay.
God will judge you.
I mean, I can't. You won't if I don't believe in it.
That's the theft protection prevention people that are just walking around. Pat, besides the company,
this real or is this a?
No, that's 100%. She works at Target.
This is not an act
That's
like
not-
trying to get a video to go viral and piss people off.
Nope, he's holding the camera.
If this is real.
It's real. That's Pat. It's
So what's the problem exactly?
No, but Adam. Here's the
Well,
thing.
no, if it's real, it is a problem.
I'm saying, what do you think the problem is?
In general, and I've said this before, there is a blatant attack on the youth and the kids. We care, the American public, a majority of us do, but it's like these people, like he said, are forcing this shit on us. Kids, they have no chance, Adam, from TikTok brainwashing them as children, from in the schools to this woke gender chop off. It's okay. And like, it's an attack. And it's like, bro, I'm happy that we're standing up, but they're not even hiding, bro. They're not even hiding anymore. Evil is in plain sight. And I mean, we have to like nip that shit in the bud right now, bro, because it's getting out of control, bro. These people work. They not only push it, they have employees that are like this.
I hear you. 1,000% on a corporate level.
Yeah.
This lady's making $12 an hour. I don't care what her ideology is. She's lucky she has a job at this point. You know, the guy coming in, he has a point. I get it.
Yeah.
But the whole holier than thou, God will judge you. It's like, dude, I'm working at fucking Target making $12 an hour. I don't need to be on camera. Answering your questions,
No, Adam,
Bill.
my thing is,
I'm with you.
Yeah, mine is deeper
But like,
than
let's
that.
not make her the poster
No,
child
she's
for what's
not the
happening
poster
here.
child. What I'm saying, mine is going deeper. It's like, bro, if the company itself, Target,
That's
and all
where
these
I'd like
companies
to
are going
focus.
in a meeting, Pat, nothing gets posted on Valuetainment unless Mario, Pat, everybody goes, okay, we're good. Post it. For Target to say, okay, this designer, demon, Satan loves pronouns, gay, tucking underwear for children.
That is
and then,
the
look,
point.
That's one thing.
That's
but
the point.
Even if they're hiring people that are like that, come on, bro. It's like, when is it going to stop?
You can't hire people based on ideology.
Well, dude, ideology aside, it's like, bro, we have to protect the kids, and it's getting out of control. And that's why people are losing to almost $10 billion in 7 days.
I agree.
So my point was, I'm just proud
On a
that
corporate
Americans,
level, yes.
yeah, Americans are stepping up. And I hope I was gonna go to Target yesterday to go shopping. I turned around. I'm not going there. I'm not.
Were you
going
to go to Target to buy some Bud Light? What were you going to buy
You
there?
damn right. I'm going
right.
to Walmart until they mess up.
Going to Walmart buy some Coors Light.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to get off, Pat, but it's like these people, when are they going to get it? Bud Light, nobody learned their lesson. Target, they're not learning their lesson. Yeah. North Face is doing it right now. They're starting to lose money. It's like, when are people going to wake up?
You know, Guy, a girl yesterday responded back to the tweet I posted about ESG. If you can go to it and let's see her name. If you can go, I'd like to give her credit. If you can go back up to the tweet I had, Rob, not that one, the other one prior to that. Yeah, if you can go there, please. I want to say your name is Gina or okay, there it is. Zoom in. Yeah, she said they will all fall in line regardless of what public wants, unfortunately. It's the queering of corporate America. Okay, so let's unpack that. They will all fall in line regardless of what the public wants, unfortunately. It's the queering of the corporate America. Great. You know what that tells me? That's a helpless, weak statement that we can't do anything about. That's a statement that you don't believe in the power of we the people, and you don't believe strong men and women who are true believers exist. Now, I don't know who she is. I'm sure she's got good intentions. But if you see the response below, here's the part. This isn't anything new. Weak men have existed since day one. They've ruined many empires. However, they've also woken up true believers with backbones who won't cave. True believers are waking up. They're bringing hope. They true believers, can you click on show more, Rob, please? True believers with strong values and convictions scare the crap out of the establishment. Future looks bright. I have a feeling, this is going to be an awakening of one of my favorite quotes of all time is sometimes God puts a Goliath in your life to bring out the David in you. I think there's going to be a lot of Davids waking up right now at a time like this. It's so interesting when all of a sudden you had no desire to get in a fight, has nothing to do with you, and then they cross the line with kids, and all of a sudden you're like, sorry, man, my blood is boiling right now. I'm not happy about what you're doing with kids. You're not going to do that to my kids, to my nephew, to my niece, to this, to that. I'm stepping up and I'm going to do something about it. I think that's kind of what's going on right now. And by the way, this whole concept with this ESG argument, it's great that the people are reacting the way they are to Target and to, Bud Light. There's a difference between canceling and moving your vote. Historically, we change presidents. We go left, we go right. We go left, we go right. We go left, we go right. You go Reagan, Bush, Clinton. Bush, Obama. Trump, Biden. We just do this because we're like, well, I need a better option. I think they can do it better. You know what? I miss that guy. You know what? I miss that guy. You know what? I miss Trump. You know what? I miss Obama. You know what? I miss Bush. You know what? They just kind of go back and forth is what they do. Okay. So same thing goes with, what do you call it? Buying a drink. You go to a restaurant, they don't take care of you. You leave, you go to a different place, right? That's a great thing about capitalism, why it's so hard. In capitalism, your voters are going to leave you if you don't respect them. Voters are very loyal. They're honest. They'll come back and eat at the same place. If I told you right now, what businesses have you gone back and bought from 100+ times, you would probably come up with a list of names. You've gone to Uber hundreds of times. You've gone to a place that sends you to liver all the time.
All the time.
We go to places hundreds of times. We are valuable customers to certain businesses. This ESG thing, what it does is it spits in the face of loyal customers. And a loyal customer is eventually going to sit there and say the following. I'll give you a perfect analogy here. We had a guy I was working with at the former company. He comes in, insurance. And he had a boss, a former boss, that when it came down to promotion, he didn't give it to him. And he says, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to somebody else. Anyways, the guy doesn't get the promotion and he leaves. He comes, starts working with us, gets excited. Good things are happening. He's very happy. Everything good is happening to him, right? All of a sudden, the former boss is now going through issues. He realizes he valued that guy a lot. He calls him back and he offers him a ridiculous comp to go back to the company. Then that guy comes up and says, hey, man, I got to tell you, I got this opportunity, go back, and my boss is giving me this. I said, I'm sorry. I remember you telling me about what your former boss did to you. Yeah, okay. And you're going to go back to the guy that did this? Yeah. Then that means you don't value your loyalty. You value money. And if you value money, you're going to get destroyed. You may win short term. You may get a nice salary short term. But long term, you're going to get destroyed because the moment the value of loyalty isn't high to you, the market's also going to treat you as loyalty isn't important to them. Right now, Fortune 500 companies who are trying to increase their ESG scores, what they're saying to the customers is, hey, customer, screw you. We don't value you above our ESG score. First comes BlackRock and all the money people, then comes you. When your priority flips like that, people leave. It happens in relationships. It happens in small businesses. It happens in friendships. It happens in brotherhood. It happens in siblinghood. It happens everywhere, and it's happening to these guys. And this is why I love capitalism, because it's so freaking honest. Straight up. If you forget the basic rule of your customers, you're going to get screwed. And that's exactly what's happening to these guys. That's all I can say about ESG. So keep doing it. Keep pandering. Keep trying to please both guys. You know who you're going to lose? Both of them. Then you're going to be there by yourself. Oh, I was hoping to get the girl and my best friend. Life doesn't work that way, bro. You went and hooked up with your best friend's girl. You're a scumbag is what you are. You know where you belong? Nowhere. Whoever you date next is going to know that you're going to do it to them again. And whoever's your friend next is going to know you're going to do that to them again. People spread and they talk about who you are. They DM each other. So who you know who that guy is? Do you know who's really there? Do you know who's this? Everybody talks. Except in the ESG space, it's public. It's so awesome. Gotta love capitalism. Such a great system, ain't it? Don't you just love capitalism?
Yes, I do, sir. And I love America.
Isn't that awesome, Tom?
It's pure.
Yeah, it's pure, it's honest, it's straight up, and if you screw with it, it'll ruin your life.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.